Hi, welcome to faithmadesimple.org. Today I'm going to take a slight departure from what is faith, what is God, what is the meaning of life on earth, and all of my other videos if you choose to watch them. And I'm going to get into an issue that people have had with the whole 2012 thing. First of all, it happens every couple of years. Somebody comes out with end of the world theory. Everybody gets all riled up. Imagine that collectively because the world is coming to an end. Well, yeah, the world is coming to an end. That this is a fact. However, for you personally, um, the world is going to come to an end when your life comes to an end because that's when judgment happens for you. Okay? So, if the world comes to an end 20 years from now, but you get hit by a car tomorrow, you're going to have to worry about getting hit by a car tomorrow rather than the end of the world happening 20 years from now. So, with that said, let's get into the whole hubbub about the 2012 issue. And the reason why I chose to talk about 2012 is because there's a lot of interest. A lot of Muslims, non-Muslims have this interest about 2012. The common sense answer for the 2012 situation is very, very simple. Get off the planet. However, and it's possible. In the Quran, it is possible. Again, the Quran preceding modern science by 1400 years. I mean, really, if you really want to make some great strides in science, read the Quran because because the Quran goes on kicking butt throughout for 1400 years. It's been kicking butt, and the God of today is science, right? It's science. Science is the God of today, and because that's the science that most atheists base their belief systems in. Anyways, the God of the day is science, and science is lagging the Quran by 1400 years. You know, every couple of years, a scientist finds out something, and it's like, oh yeah. And Muslims take it for granted because it's been in the book for 1400 years. It's kind of like the Aztecs took gold for granted because we've got it. You know, we've got tons of this stuff. It's really not that big of a deal. You know, the Spaniards didn't look at it that way, but the Muslims, unfortunately, we've known about this stuff for like 1400 years, and now when science comes along and figures it out, it's like, oh yeah, yeah, we knew about that. Yeah. Anyways, so yes, interstellar space travel is possible, not just orbital space travel. I'm talking interstellar space travel, going to different galaxies, going to far reaches of space is possible. However, as it's written about in the Quran, it says, O ye assembly of jinns and men, if ye have power to penetrate all regions of the heavens and the earth, then penetrate them. But ye will never be able to ye will never penetrate them, save with our sanction, with the sanction of God. Not with the authority of God will you be able to do it. And that's just a hint and a half. If you want to make great strides in science, seeing as science is lagging the Quran by 1400 years, if you want to make great strides in science, acknowledge the Quran, acknowledge the truth in the Quran, acknowledge God, acknowledge the oneness of God, and move forward. You'll make great strides. Interstellar traffic, interstellar travel. It's already written about that it's possible. It's written about that there are other beings out there in the universe. It's confirmed. It's confirmed. So once you get there and you see them, you can know about it because it's in the Quran. It's in the Quran. The last one was Surah 55, verse 33. This verse is in Surah 42, verse 29. Among his signs, God's signs, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the living creatures that he has scattered through them both, and he has power to gather them together when he wills. In other words, yes, there are other creatures out there. Yes, you can do interstellar space travel. And yes, when it's all said and done, all of you collectively will report to God at the end of the day. So what's holding you back? What's holding you back is this denying of God. Denying of God is anti-progress. It's anti-progress. Because if you would have accepted God and you would have known the things about God, then you would have accepted these verses. You would have begun to study these verses. If you want to make the next big physics, biology, geology, cosmetology discovery, read the Quran. It's in there. It's 1,400 years old, and you can go and you can figure it out. I am not a scientist. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not a scholar. Okay? But the big thing about 2012 is we need to get off the planet, because in the Quran it states how this earth ends and all of the life on it ends. My personal theory, this is my personal theory, this is not a scholarly theory. My personal theory is, because of the verses that I personally have interpreted in the Quran, I believe that the event, or I think, I hold a strong conviction that the event is a black hole, a rogue black hole, comes into our galaxy and rips apart our sun, because our sun fights and then it loses. And if you look at the way that a black hole eats a sun, the description thereof is very similar to the description that is in the Quran. And the fact that our atmosphere gets ripped off the planet and rolled up like a scroll is also in the Quran. And that is one of the attributes that black holes do when they go sweeping through the galaxies, cleaning up stuff. They go through and they clean up stuff and they suck it all in, and that's what happens. So that's what I personally believe it is. But that's neither here nor there. What's prevalent is that we need to leave. We need to have the freedom to be able to leave freely, or the capability to leave. We need the capability to be able to up and go at a moment's notice, in mass, as a race of species of human beings. Okay? The only thing that's holding us back from that is the present day greed structure. And it is greed and desire for dominion of people that is what causes wars and destruction. Okay? Greed comes from fear of plenty. So you don't want to be in a position of want, so you hoard. It comes from this hoarding thing, as if hoarding was going to help the situation. When you hoard, you don't get anything extra. If you look at yourself, you look at somebody that's wealthy, they don't have anything extra than most people have. The only thing extra they have is the ability to buy more stuff that they really don't need and probably won't use. Go and find a rich person, any rich person, and ask them, do you get more hours in the day? No. Can you eat more food? No. Can you have more sex? No. Can you do what else is left? You have a house over your head, you have food to eat, you have a place to lay your head, etc., etc., etc. If people forgave people of debts, then we really, really, really wouldn't have a problem. But we need to get off this planet. Or the freedom to get off the planet. Thank you very much. That's a common sense answer.